Hi, welcome to Relax and Chat, episode 30. Got a great show for you today. I have the author Ann Heyward. She's the author of Tortillere, which is one of her books that she has published, and she has a story in It's Dark in Their Minds. And her story in this anthology is Chorophobia. Oh, it's a heck of a story. And we're going to learn something about it. So, without me chattering too much, how you doing today, Ann?
Just great, Rod. Thank you. How
It's
about you?
it's really nice to have you here today. I've been looking forward to speaking with you. I have to ask, what inspired that incredible story?
Well, it's interesting. I think the scary clown is something that I've seen in horror literature in a number of places. Probably most notably, Stephen King really did a wonderful number with that in It. So I think what I was kind of looking to do was look at the whole idea of the scary clown, but in a completely different way, because so many other authors have taken a look at that. And what's interesting is when I started doing some research, I found that the tradition of clowning goes back thousands of years across many different kinds of cultures. And so that kind of gave me the idea for this creature that is a clown and manifests as a clown, but whose real job is to gather up people who are about to leave this earth and to take him a little bit through his past, all the way up to the present day, starting way back, 1,000 years before.
Mhm. Yeah, I loved it. Two things that really grabbed my attention immediately, and I don't want to give the story away because it's a great story and the readers will really enjoy it. But I love that the story kind of goes full circle. You know, it goes on quite a journey in several different ways and kind of comes back to where it starts. And I love that. That was so cool. And another thing that really blew my mind, and I got to know what gave you this idea, is that balloon.
Oh,
Early on in the story, that
yeah.
balloon, that was so cool.
Well, again, I was thinking about, things that people usually associate with clowns. And obviously one of the things, we've all seen clowns at the circus with a fistful of balloons. And I was thinking about what if we turn that balloon into something really scary that sends a message that says, my particular clown has been there.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and the full circle thing, that's something that I actually like to do in a lot of my short stories is start out in a certain place, in a certain atmosphere, and then bring it back full circle at the end.
Oh, I really like that. That really worked excellently in Colorophobia. It was
Thank you.
fantastic. And again, I don't want to dwell too long, but that balloon was so cool.
Glad you liked it.
Oh, it did exactly what you should do in a short story. It grabbed the reader right now. From that point on, you can't stop reading this story. That balloon says, "Oh, you're stuck. You're going to read this." You know, I love it. You did such a fantastic job with that.
Well,
Uh,
thank you.
Something I need to ask you is, writers, we write. That's what we do. And some write novels, some write novellas, some write short stories, flash fiction, or a mix of all of the above. Now, I have found in my experiences with various writers, including myself, that some of it can be pretty challenging. If you're very used to writing novels, it's really hard to cut down to a short story. And I was curious, do you find it difficult to write short stories? Do you think, oh my, this word count's really crippling me? Or do you have a ball with it?
I really like the short story form a lot because you have to get to the point in a very confined space of about 5 to 7,000 words max.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's usually considered at least long short fiction. And I've found that some of the stories that I've done that I've actually liked the best have been under 2,000 words.
Mhm.
And it lets you draw a lean, spare picture of something, kind of like a sketch instead of a full-on oil painting.
Mhm.
And I really like that form quite a bit. I'm not saying I'll never write a novel, but but I really do like the short story form quite a bit.
Uh, I agree with you. I love it. My first real serious writing effort was a novel, and I was too new, had a lot of issues. That one's on a shelf. Then I started writing short stories, and I've published 2 books with short stories in there.
Yeah.
And that's like you. I love it. I have a ball writing short stories from a 500 word flash fiction. And I think my longest short story was about 8,000 words. And so that's a nice range. And I'm with you. I love that it's sort of got a pattern to it. You got to come out of the gate good. You got to get the reader's attention. If you spend 8 pages out of 12 describing something, no chance. And just a synopsis or an overview, nah. You really got to
Right,
get
right away.
you got to get into it.
Yeah.
The balloon.
Well, it's your attention.
And then it's a lot of fun at the end of a short story. Most times there's some sort of little neat twist or
Yes.
a little grab you type of thing that is always fun, always fun. And I'm with you. I love writing short stories. I am writing a novel right now, but with my publishing house responsibilities, I get very little time to write. It's going to take a while to complete that. So I'd like to ask you, and with your writing talent, I hope the answer is yes. Are you working on anything now? You got any works in progress going on?
Oh, I actually do have quite a few projects going on right now. Probably the one I'd really like to mention the most is my first short story collection will be coming out next year around the May timeframe. And it's called No One Heard Her Screams.
Oh,
And it's being published by Left Hand Path Press, which is a new press that's starting up this October. So, watch for their announcement and stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. And it has a number of stories that have been published in different anthologies, but also some brand new material that has not appeared anywhere. And you mentioned Tortillere. That is up on Amazon as a self-published long short story for like 99 cents. It was a way to get it out there, where people could read it.
mhm.
I'm working on co-editing an anthology with Jane Nightshade right now for Hellbound Books, and it's called Hellbound Highway. And it's stories about one of my favorite themes in horror movies and fictions, which is the road trip gone terribly, terribly wrong. So that's a lot of fun. And then last but not least, I'm working on a nonfiction book right now about horror movies, and it's called The Thinking Woman's Guide to Horror Movies. And I'm hoping to get that out next year also.
Oh boy, it all sounds so super great. Oh, it sounds fun. Fun to write, fun for the readers too.
I hope so.
Yeah, and it's exciting to hear a new press opening up. Uh, RDG Books Press is roughly 8 months old. Pretty new little company.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and it's really pretty cool because, like writers, real writers, I know quite a few on Twitter. Uh, Small press, and in my case, a tiny press. They're very friendly toward each other, more than happy to communicate, share thoughts, help each other in whatever way. It's so cool that the whole writing community, where there be a press or editors or writers, I'm going to include the artists that help with the book's covers. That's very important. and all the people involved. And I've been doing this stuff for about almost 5 years seriously. Like most writers, I dabbled in writing a long time, and but I love how supportive and helpful that everyone can be toward each other. And I'm genuinely excited about the new press coming. Uh, Most of my interaction with another press is with Lisa Kastner. She's the founder and executive editor of Running Wild Press.
Hmm.
And she's too busy to help me with anything. That woman works hard, but she is such a great inspiration. And a lot of what I do, she inspired. And my press probably would not exist had I not met her, you know. So kudos to Lisa Kastner, Running Wild Press, the new press that you mentioned, Hellbound Books. I've heard of them. I don't know a lot about them, but I have heard of them. They're pretty well known. Have they been around for a while?
They have been around for a while. They do a lot of anthologies, especially. So it's really fun to be working with them. And I absolutely agree with you about how helpful and supportive the small press community seems to be to both writers and to other presses. And I don't know if that's something that's unique to the horror community, but I've certainly found the horror community to be one that is just so supportive and so inclusive and so welcoming and helpful to new people just coming in. I guess maybe it's, if we all love horror, then we're just glad to have somebody join the fold who loves it too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Particularly the horror community. It's really funny because we write these scary, creepy stories. But Leslie Kirk comes to mind. He
Hmm.
writes extreme horror,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's some very scary and very graphic stuff.
Oh yeah.
You meet Leslie Kirk, and he's a very fine gentleman, a very decent, well-spoken,
Exactly.
very intelligent man. You know, so
Yeah.
it is. It's so much fun just to be a part of it all. I really love it, and it's such a pleasure to meet writers like you with such skill, such imagination, and such a great future ahead of you. Don't ever stop writing. Keep it up. Oh boy, fun, fun, fun. And I'm with you. I love anthologies. It's dark in their minds. Uh, RDG Books for Anthology Volume 1. Well, of course, there's two more volumes coming, but that's my first real dive into anthologies. And as I said, I wrote two short story collections previously. The anthologies are so much fun. I have met some incredible writers. I have seen styles of writing I didn't even know existed, you know, and just it's been such a great experience. And being a part of that, being a part of any of anthology, isn't it exciting? I mean,
It is. It's terrific. I'm really enjoying the Hellbound Highway anthology. And I like you, I am just amazed at the talent that is out there because we are getting some stories that would just absolutely knock your socks off and will when the book comes out. And it's just amazing the talent that's out there. And it's so much fun to read those stories and interact with those authors. And it's great. And thank you for being a publisher and giving people like me a chance to show off our work. Couldn't do it without you.
it's actually a wonderful thing for me. I'm not at my age. I'm getting older, and money's not really the goal. But what I
Yep.
hope to do is that RDG Books Press outlives me, lives 100 years from now. And in that time, it's helping new writers get out there and helping well known writers bolster their careers.
Yeah.
And, right now, it's not the biggest opportunity out there. Most of my writers have come and published with me and moved on to bigger things. And that's great. Everybody's got a journey that's their own path. But one day, RDG Books Press will be that big opportunity. And, that means so much to me. That's my whole goal for I work 15 hours a day, 6 days a week, because this really matters to me, you know. And it's cool because I think if you speak with Lisa Kastner or the owner of those other presses you named, they very likely will say something very similar. It's not really about the money, you know. A press, by the time you pay for everything you got to pay for, it takes a couple of years to break even, you know. And
Does.
you got to be able to handle, take care of your life outside of the press. But, you know, if you were relying on your share of royalties after expenses, you'd lose a lot of weight. You would be hungry.
My goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it a wonderful life? I mean, just
It,
being a
uh,
writer and being involved in it in any way is so much fun.
it
Uh,
really is.
well, I do tend to chatter, and I apologize for that. Maybe I'll edit some of my stuff out because I'm bad for that. But I cannot praise chorophobia enough.
Well, thank you.
And I don't know if I mentioned this at all. The balloon.
Oh, that's so,
If
you know
you
what?
read,
It warms an author's heart when there's something in the story that stays with somebody.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, so it sounds like my little balloon is going to stick with you for a while.
Oh yeah, I loved
Right.
it. Absolutely loved it. Audience, if you read It's Dark in Their Minds, you got to read Chorophobia and you will come to the balloon. Find me on Twitter. Say hello and tell me what you think about that balloon. Oh my God. Incredible. Fantastic creativity. The story was very well written. It's extremely entertaining. You did such a fantastic job.
Well,
Thank you
thank
for putting that into the world, letting it be out there. I'm glad it's in our anthology, but it needed to be in our world. And I love that story. Thank
oh,
you.
thank you.
Well, we got to watch the time a little bit. So I'm going to make sure I get this segment in there. For the sake of the audience, who I know will be dying to say hello to you, if you could share, social media, email,
Sure.
website, stuff like that. So, they can say hi and learn more about you. That would be freaking awesome.
Okay. Well, right now my website is kind of something that I'm working on. Right now it just goes to my Facebook author page, which you can find at www.facebook.com/Ann Anno Heyward Heyward. And I also have an author page on Amazon, which is linked to a lot of the anthologies that my work has appeared in previously, and also, of course, to Tortillere as well. So that's all up on Amazon. So would love it if people follow my author page. That would be great. And I've met a lot of really wonderful people in the horror community just through Facebook. So I encourage people to connect with me there.
Awesome. Sounds fantastic. I'm going to have to see if I can find that Facebook page. I'll certainly connect and say hello. Uh,
Great.
yeah, I hope with every author that I work with that we have an ongoing relationship. Hopefully, maybe one of the things that I have a submission call for, you're interested in submitting another story, or just saying hi and keeping up, seeing how you're doing. It's the community, it's the interaction that makes it so awesome.
Really is.
Is there anything else that you would like to share with the audience? Any thoughts? Anything to do with writing at all?
Just would love to connect with readers. Hope that they enjoy my work. It's quiet horror with a gut punch usually. So I hope you enjoy that kind of work. And it's just great to connect with readers.
Well, I've got to say, this has been such a pleasant experience to meet you. It's just so much fun, and there's so much we could talk about. All the different projects you're working on. We could do a 3-hour video. I mean, so cool. I am so excited to see what you publish next. It's going to be really exciting to see your career continue to grow. And,
Right.
when you're a superstar, yeah, you can mention Rod Gilley. I don't mind.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the chance to be published. That's what every writer needs.
Oh yeah, really. There's a lot of Stephen Kings. You know, there's a lot of George R. Martins. There's a lot of famous writers. There's a lot of them that are just not yet famous, and most of the time, it's just getting that chance, getting that break, getting a chance to put your work out there and say, "Take a look." And really, that's all it takes. Stephen King's career started from a trash can and a loving wife.
Yeah.
And thank God for his wife. And I hope he thanks God for her every day.
I think he appreciates her.
Yeah, I hope so. But that's, even in this anthology, I've met some amazing writers. Now, some have good careers already going. Some, this is their first time.
Yeah.
All of them, they wouldn't be in the anthology if they didn't have some real talent. I mean, these are good, strong writers.
Yeah.
And I hope that RDG Books Press has gave them that first chance, that hello. And, 100 years after I'm gone, if I know anything about it, I'd do them a smile real big when any of my writers are big stars. I'll be like, yay.
That'll be cool.
You'll find that's very common, particularly in the horror community. If any writer that I know on Twitter gets, say, a whole bunch of reviews or, some big break, you'll see 50 writers congratulating them. Yay, thank you. That's fantastic. That's awesome. It's so wonderful. And, I guess I sound kind of preachy, but I've owned companies in 5 different industries in my life. Never have I had the camaraderie and the fun that I've had in the writing world,
That's absolutely true. I spent a fairly long career in aerospace.
Oh.
And it's I mean, people are collegial, they're professional, etc. But the writing community is just so warm and welcoming. It really is extraordinary.
Yeah, it truly is. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up episode 30. I'm kind of happy about that. 30 episodes of Relaxing Chat.
Congratulations. That's a milestone.
Yeah, because it takes a lot of work because all of the episodes, we record them, but then I go back and edit them. I add some graphics and blah, blah, blah. My wife gets so mad because I'll watch them 10 times and make sure that they're as right as they can be. You ought to see my editing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you ought to see how many times I revise the story too.
I do my utmost. Nobody's perfect, but I put everything I've got into the books that we publish. Mm-hmm. And I challenge people, find a typo, find an editing error, because I and my whole staff, we don't see any more errors. If we see anything, it's fixed before it's published, because I believe you still take pride in your work. I guess that's the thing about my age. I don't throw garbage out there. I don't mess with AI. I don't need that trash. I hope that anyone that reads an RDG Books Press book, any of the books, will say, wow, that flows smooth. That's well edited. And most importantly, as it has been so far, the stories are great. They're great. I mean, a reader picks up a book and they have no idea they're going to encounter a balloon. I'm not wearing that out at all, am I?
That one may stick with people.
It's wonderful. And I'm not going to be the only person that comments on it over and over again. When the anthology comes out and people read it, oh yeah, we're going to hear a lot about the balloon. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. To the audience, I bet you've really enjoyed meeting Ann Heyward. It's been such a pleasure to chat with her, and I hope you've enjoyed her insights and the great things that she spoke about in this interview. I do wish we had a whole bunch more time, but I'm sure you understand that, shoot, these days everybody's busy. We got 100 more things to do. So I'm going to go on and close Relax and Chat episode 30, and I sure look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.